Hello. Hello. Welcome to this side of the universe. Do not worry, there's only a short way to walk. Yes. So just follow my voice. Follow my voice. You're almost there. Yeah. So walk down the street. Find this chick.
I love it. You guys are so great.
And then you look on the left of you, and it is so beautiful over there. There's tie-dye mountains with golden waterfalls. Looks suspiciously like God pee. Yeah, don't go in it. You never know. Because you know how gross yellow Gatorade is? Stepping under that golden shower is even more gross. Don't do it. So continue walking. Continue walking. Then there'll be a fork in the road. Take the ride. And then walk down this steep embankment and it's pitch dark. You have no idea if you're coming or going. You can barely decide. So keep walking. And then look yonder. Is that a light? What color is that? You have no fucking idea what color it is. Oh, what was that shadow? It was a raccoon. So you have to be going in the right direction, raccoons. And then as you're walking, you see the faint outline of a building. So you walk toward this building and you go up these illuminated steps and you walk right in. Well, the door's off the hinges. So you kind of just pulled the door and walked in. And then a sign, it hit you in the face. It said, "Welcome to the most offensive church this side of the universe. The party pin." Yay! Yeah. Welcome. What we do here in this most amazing place, we read. Well, if I don't drop my stuff. Ooh, did you see that? That was almost death. Wow. Okay. Look, stop. Okay. Anyway, what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book called God Said. Because God did not fucking say that. This is God's unofficial biography, Das Bibli, as read by yours truly, the Saint of Awesome, your Superstone Sage, Queen Saint Nikki K the Great. And I have all those titles because I am awesome. That's why I'm the Saint of Awesome. Because I have all these titles that make me awesome. So I have these titles of awesomeness. You have to believe me. So I want to say welcome. We are actually not, well, no, that's not exactly true. But we are, we're not reading God Said What. We're reading a derivative of God Said What. some small books that people wish King James would have went along with these terrible ass people and let us have this version of Das Biblia instead. But because King James is so fucking smart, he saved us the hassle. But we're reading it just to make sure that, King James isn't on their side or something. Anyway, we're reading this just to find out how fucking smart that man was. Actually, this has nothing to do with King James, other than the fact that he did not let them put this bullshit in God's unofficial biography. Yeah. And why do I say those things that I say? Well, I said them because I meant them. But you might not know why I meant them. So I will go ahead and tell you. The first chapter of this book is a scathing indictment on God, okay? The second chapter of this book is Exodus, well, some of Exodus. The third part of this book has to do with Jacob for some reason. And then we get into Genesis, okay? And now Genesis, the first part, they try to say that these terrible ass people claim that they were involved in this shit all the way to Adam, even though Adam is supposed to be the father of nations, so these people shouldn't have existed yet. But for some reason, they put their cockroach hands all up in this thing. And King James was like, nice try, not happening. This book is not going in here. So then they put it in this Ethiopian Bible. Yeah, which when my chat shows up, because some of them should. What day is it? It's Tuesday. So at least Miss Mud Duck should be here today. Unless she still has company. But I'm gonna say that me and my chat yesterday almost wanted to be done with this book. But after this, we are reading the Catholic Bible. Well, okay, the books we haven't read yet in the Catholic Bible. And a lot of these books, I've seen the Catholic Bible one time, and I was in prison. I had no idea about an Ethiopian Bible. I thought it was going to be different because I know the Catholic Bible has a bunch of books that were not in the original Bible. And at that time, I wasn't reading the Bible. I was still deciding what I wanted to do with myself, like go to prison more. Yeah, that was the thing that I did. Anyway, anyway, so I am very sure that the books that are in this Ethiopian Bible are also in the Catholic Bible. So I was just going to go ahead and read these. And then once we get our hands on the Catholic Bible, go through and mark all the ones that we've already read so we can just continue. And then get back to my favorite book, which is God's unofficial biography. That is my favorite book, and I cannot wait to get back to it. So the faster we can get through this, the faster we can get back to das Bible. Yes, and that'll be totally fun. It will be. It will be excellent day. Yeah. So, come this way. Where we left off, um, God was killing people. uh, okay. This book does, um, I don't know what a Naghamadi is. I don't know what that is. Okay. Um, but this book does have the book of Enoch in it. Um, but right now we're still in the stupid Jubilees book, which I believe absolutely zero of because it's nothing but a journal. And also, it started with a scathing witness statement. It was like an indictment. They could have indicted God with the bullshit they wrote about him in the first chapter of this book. It was just, it was like a domestic violence statement where they only took the woman's side. You know, they didn't get the man's statement. They only got the woman's statement and went on with that. And we know how terrible these fucking people are and how mean they are to God. But whatever. it, yeah, I'm no defense lawyer or anything, but I would say that's some sort of entrapment. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but all I know is I don't get offended very often. But these people offend me every fucking time I read about them. They offend me in some new way. And it's usually because they're just being stupid. Ah, and it's so bad because God's my friend. And I got to read about how terrible these people are, my friend, and not talk shit, which I talk shit all day. I can't help it. But uh, anyway, if this madness sounds okay to you, go ahead and come this way. I have the 6 C's for whatever time it is where you are. I have cannabis, cigarettes, coffee. I have coffee, chair with your name on it, cat beds, and canine space. Because I love your animals, so bring them and come in. Oh my God, that coffee is divine. Oh, that coffee is really divine. Is that Neil? Hi, Neil. I think you're over there on Facebook. Why? Or YouTube. I know you're over there on YouTube. But anyways, uh I don't know. Oh, Dad at home. Dad at home. Okay. Are you still here? Are you gonna jump into this madness with us? We're going feet first into the deep end. Ah. And hi Neil, welcome. Yeah. Look. Oh God. Yeah. Okay. So Damn it. Why are things happening to me? I feel like a victim. I'm a victim of my own circumstance. Oh my God. I'm having way too much fun with myself. Yeah. I'm flicking the proverbial bean. I'm having a good time. So, yesterday we ended where the flood had ended. And on the 17th day in the second month, so it's May 17th, the earth was dry. But on the 27th of May, they opened the ark and let all the animals go. But doesn't say anything about the people. But remember, in Genesis, he made them wait way more days. Wasn't it like 7 to 14 more days? I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 weeks that he made them wait after he found out the earth was dry. Yeah. And it's kind of like he was torturing them because he would send a bird out, it would come back. He would send a bird out or no, he sent birds out and they didn't come back. That's what it was. No. He sent birds out and they came back. There was no water. It was just the earth was wet. And he did that a couple times. But then he sent one out and it came back with a twig. Did it come back with a twig? Then something happened. I don't remember. But anyway, after one of those times, he could have let him out at any time. But after the last time, he made them sit longer. Just so the ground was super dry. Or so he says. I think it was one of those, you know, psychological torture things, you know? Kind of like how the dentist is to little kids. They don't know what it is, but the parents can use it as psychological torture. Keep that up. Brush your teeth or you're going to the dentist. You know, that kind of thing. Psychological torture. I don't even think they had anything called psychological torture back then. But if they did, that would be it. So, I think we're past that because they're letting all the animals off. So now we're going to pick up on chapter 6. So, everyone, press like and subscribe. Come have a seat. Because I know what the fuck is not happening. And what is not happening is me understanding anything that's happening. Yes. Okay. Oh, look. No. Oh my gosh. Okay. They skipped all the bird shit. Okay. Now. So. Um. So on the 17th day, it was dry. Okay. And the 27th day, he let the animals out. But on the new moon, which is the 1st of June, he went from the ark. So they kept the psychological torture in there. That's good for these people. Okay. So he left the ark on June 1st and built an altar on that mountain and made an atonement for the earth and took a kid and made atonement by its blood for the guilt of the earth. Where are they getting these sacrifice rules from? Are they doing God the first sacrifices? My phone should be on. Phone be off. Oh, it's not off for another couple hours. Okay. Okay. Anyway, where are they getting these sacrifice rules from? Because there's no sacrifice rules until way into the beginning of Exodus, when God's on his Pinterest up in heaven. Then he starts giving them sacrifice rules. So I don't know if they're doing God the first sacrifices, but I'm pretty sure isn't God the first sacrifices human sacrifice? God the second is the one who brought in the animal sacrifice, right? And something like that. So I'm not exactly sure what these rules are. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what a Hamidi is. Nag Hamidi. I don't know what that is. I need to quit reading my chat over here. Wait, you know what I could do? Nothing. But I'm going to do something. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So anyway, the earth is guilty. So for some reason, it has to have blood. Save those that were in the ark with Noah. And he placed the fat thereof on the altar and made gravy. Then he took an ox, a goat, sheep, kids, souls, a turtle dove, and the young of a dove, and placed a burnt sacrifice on the altar, and poured thereon an offering mingled with oil, sprinkled wine, strewed frankincense over everything, and caused the goodly savour to arise, acceptable for the Lord. What? How is that a thing? And how does frankincense go with gravy? What is happening? No one knows. Hold on. I can't read this. No, it's called Naghamadi. Naghamadi. Naghamdi. I don't know, but it sounds like something my family would say, because they're all Arabic and whatnot. It sounds like an Arab word. But it's a book, and this man, his name is Dad at Home over here. Hold on. This is how it's spelled. But it's a book. And I think it has some of this Ethiopian Bible in it also, as does the Catholic Bible. But this is another one of those books. But now we don't know what to. Okay, so anyway, the Lord smelt the goodly savour, and he made a covenant with him that there should not be any more flood to destroy the earth. That's why when the earth is destroyed, we're either going to be sucked into a black hole or the sun is going to explode. I don't know which will be first. Or maybe they'll both be at the same time. And then the sun will explode, and then the explosion and the earth will be sucked into the black hole. It's 10 p.m. Now everybody should be showing up. I don't know why I started this so early, but I was so bored and I did all my dishes. And I was like so bored. And I was sitting here listening to ICP like, man, I need to fucking do something. So this is what I chose to do. Okay. So anyway, how does frankincense go with gravy? No one knows. That all the days of the earth, seed time, and harvest should never cease. Cold, heat, summer, winter, day, and night should not change their order, nor cease forever. That is not a thing because God has stopped the day a couple times. Way after this. Like, first he did it with Egypt. Yeah. First he did it with Egypt. Then I think he did it again. Somewhere in between. Somewhere right before the story of Isaac, maybe. Maybe it was during Abraham. All I know is God has done it twice. Oh. Somebody called Carrie Lake gave me a drive-by pill. I wonder if it's that Carrie Lake. Nag Hammadi is a library collection. Oh, so it's somebody super smart over there watching on Pill. Yeah, you probably will not like my uneducated comments. I'm educated just to get out of prison. Look, why do smart people watch my channel? I don't even have time to be embarrassed. Look. Man. Anyway. So, okay. Change your order. And you increase. No. And you increase and multiply on the earth and become many upon it and be a blessing. Yeah, these people missed that memo. The fear of you, the dread of you, I shall inspire in everything that is on earth and in the sea. Yeah, it's only the dread of them getting a hold of the bank accounts. That is the only thing that's wrong. Okay. And behold, I have given unto you all the beasts, the winged things, everything, all of it, fish, everything, the herbs, anything and everything, but flesh with life, with blood, do not eat it. For the life of all flesh is in the blood, lest your blood be required at the hand of every man, at the hand of every beast. I will require the blood of man. Who sheds man's blood, shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God he made man. That's only a half truth, by the way. That is a half truth. Because man was not made in the image of God. Adam was made in the image of God. But when the flesh goes on, that's totally fucking different. That's a deal breaker. That was God's deal breaker, right? So us little fleshly motherfuckers that we are right now are not in the image of God because we're something totally different than what God had envisioned. I'm not saying that so some psycho can go out there and start unsubscribing people because we're not the image of God. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is us being the flesh beings we are right now was a deal breaker. A library collection of ancient texts. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Smart people watching my channel. I apologize now, but at least laugh. You're not too smart to laugh. And, and you increase and multiply. Okay. And Noah and his sons swore they would not eat any blood. The Lord, before the Lord God forever, throughout all the generations of the earth in this month. On account, he spoke to you that you should make a covenant with no, 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 no. What did I say? I said no. What the fuck? These These people don't even exist at this time. What are they even talking about? There's not even a such thing as an Israel. These fucking people put their cockroach hands in everything. The rat snake's saliva is mixed into the cake. Ugh. This is bullshit. It's bullshit, bitch. That's what the fuck it is. Bullshit. No, 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 no. Israel is not even a place at this point. Nobody's even thought of an Israel at this point. If Noah, well, if Adam is the father of the nations, then these people don't exist yet. The only ones that exist are Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and the wifeys. That's it. What are they? Oh, yeah. Look, Neil, don't start messing with those word Nazis, man. Because I heard like you guys have a real problem with word police. This is not a thing. This is not a thing. It's not a thing. See, and other people who have read this shit before, have they not pointed that out? That these people do not exist at this point. The point they're talking about in the Bible, these people do not exist. There is no children of Israel because they don't exist yet. And Dustin asked me, remember yesterday, Dustin said, how do you know any of this stuff? Because you only believe one Bible. Well, I really only have to believe one Bible. The Bible that makes sense is the Bible that I believe. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. The Old Testament goes together perfectly. There's not one part of it that doesn't fit with another part of it. It tells a whole incomplete story. This does not tell a whole incomplete story. As a matter of fact, it starts with them just listing off one by one every bad thing God has ever done to them, right? And then it goes into Exodus a little bit, but only talk about the second time that Moses went up on the mountain. Don't even bother talking about the first time. Then it starts talking about Jacob. And then it goes into Exodus. And right here, and all three of those, four of those stories, these people claim they were there. They're the ones that helped. They helped. they kept Eve out of the sanctuary for 88 days, even though there wasn't a sanctuary in Eden, right? They just got to make shit up to sound important. And then people read it and they're just like, oh, yeah. Yeah. These people they were made about 1,000 years from now. But yeah, they were there. And God made a covenant with them before they even existed. That's not a fucking thing. It's not a fucking thing. It's not. And this has got me so mad I can't even, I'm fucking shaking so bad. I'm just kidding. This isn't why I'm shaking so bad. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure why I'm shaking so bad, but we'll blame it on this. Man. Neil, what do you think? Just, why do they keep putting themselves in here like this? And there's a lot of preachers and stuff that say, I believe everything the Old Testament says. I believe the Old Testament, if God said 6 days, it's 6 days. Right? But none of them would correct this shit. None of them. None of them would be like, that doesn't make sense. That's not exactly right. That is not how genetics works. But I believe in the Old Testament. This book is bullshit. Where's Miss Muddy? I have no idea where Miss Muddy is. But okay. We're just... And where do these sacrifice rules come from? Okay. Oh, she has a pretty cat. Your cat looks just like my Willow. Oh, I hope she comes in. Because I'm going to tell her cat looks just like my Willow. Anyway. I don't even remember where I was. Oh, yeah, now I fucking remember. God bless America. I hate these people. Okay. Okay. And they would not in this. Okay. So, the Lord God forever throughout all the generations of the earth in this month. Wait. This thing. Okay. In this month. On this account, he spoke to you that you should make a covenant with these terrible ass people in this month upon the mountain with an oath that you should sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant which the Lord made with them forever. Okay, but this is Exodus, though. If this happened in Exodus. Yeah. Yeah. But this part happened in Exodus. I don't know why they're talking about it in Genesis. And this happened with Moses, not Noah. What the fuck is happening? Is anybody on my pill? If you're on the foxhole and you know the answer to this, please feel free to let me know. Because again, only educated to get out of prison. This 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 happened in Exodus. Where's Miss Muddy? I really want to be done reading this. And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually, that you should not eat on any day any blood of beasts, birds, or cattle among any on the earth. And the man who eats the blood of beast or animal or anything, he and his deed shall be rooted, or him and his seed will be rooted out of the land. See, this is Exodus, not Noah. This is Moses, not Noah. Why are they saying it's Noah? It's not Noah. He literally said all of this to Moses. Lord help me. Lord, give me the strength to get through this bullshit.
Hi, it's me, God and God Voice. Hi, I'm God. Nice to meet you. I didn't say any of this shit to Noah. And these people didn't exist for a long time after Noah. But again, maybe I was talking about my imaginary friends. You know, maybe I was talking about my imaginary friends. I could have been talking about my. I'll read it again. I'll read it again because I wasn't mad enough the first time. I'll read it again. ah, me, God, right now a God voice. I didn't say this shit to Noah.
Okay. And this testimony is written concerning you, that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat on any day any blood of any animal during all the days of the earth. And the man that eats the blood of any animal, he and his seed will be rooted out of the land. And command these terrible ass people that don't exist yet and Israel does not exist yet. To eat no blood. He said all this shit to Moses. He didn't say it to Noah, he said it to Moses. Somebody help me. Man, I need to sing a song. Sing a song to get along. Sing a song and get along. Getting along, singing a song. This shit sucks. What the fuck? Oh my God. And for this law, there is no limit of days, for it is forever. They, who's they? We don't know, because they don't exist. They shall observe it throughout their generations, so that they may continue supplicating on your behalf with blood before the altar. What? What does that even mean? No, what do you do? What does it mean? No one knows. Man, this is giving me a heart attack in my throat. I don't like this. Hi, preacher. Hi, cousin. Yeah, I missed you yesterday. Productions was here. Miss Muddy was here. There was a lot of people here. Actually, there wasn't a lot of people here. Oh, no, Debs was here. And we're going to do it like Debs. That's my new t-shirt. We're cutthroat. We're doing it like Debs. But, and as for this story, you haven't missed nothing, because it was bullshit then and it's bullshit now. Yeah. And part of me hopes Dustin can hear this so he knows why I think it's a lie. Because he was the devil's advocate on the other side of that argument. Because, well, that's just how it goes. And he said that I really didn't know if it was true or not. I only believe the Bible. This could be more true than the Bible. Although, there's no fucking way in hell this is more true than the Bible. Because if God got rid of everybody during the flood, there is no they, there is no them, there is no us, there is no we. These people don't exist until way after the flood. That's how you know this is a lie. This cake is a lie. And you know the fucked up part? Do it like Debs. Yes, exactly. uh, oh, yeah. This is their journal, right? How they kept track of their festivals or whatever. So they're even pretty much brainwashing their own people because they have to read this shit. You know? So they're putting it in their own people's heads that they were a direct part of this fucking lie. That they might not even realize is a lie. Because they don't read the Bible. They read that other book that they made up in Babylon. I don't remember what that one's called. But it's the book they made up in Babylon. Because they didn't think they were ever going to get God back. Which, I mean, technically they didn't. because they bred with Babylonians, and then Tyre, Syria, uh, and a couple other places were moved into Israel when Nebuchadnezzar took uh, the people out of Israel. He brought new people in to take over their spot. And then they were kicked out of their church and everything, because once these people were brought back after 70 years, they were not accepted in their home country, in their homeland. They were not accepted there. So the people that run these terrible ass people are actually the enemies of these terrible ass people. Yeah. And then they just became one big thing that has nothing to do with God. That's why they don't feel ashamed for any of the bullshit they do, and why they will never call on God to help them. Because, like Jesus said, their father is the devil. And their book, their own journal proves that. They are liars from the beginning of time. Or they're liars about the beginning of time. This book, Jubilees, out of the Ethiopian Bible, is 150,000% bullshit. It literally turns the Old Testament on its fucking face, rapes it in the butt, and then strangles it with a plastic trash bag. Yeah, that is a thing that is happening right now. The more I read this, the more I want to just take this book outside and burn it. But there's more of it to read. And Dustin will kick my ass because this was a Christmas present he didn't even want to get me because I'm out of Bible funds. So if I took this outside and burned it, he would be really mad at me. And then I would be really mad at me. Hi, trucker. You should stay for the dismantling of Genesis, because that's what this book is doing. It's dismantling Genesis. Yeah. If you didn't like me before, you might like me now, because I'm actually sticking up for the Bible. I'm not just talking shit. Ah, man. Well, no, I am talking shit, but I'm also sticking up for the Bible. If you didn't think I was sticking up for the Bible when I was reading it, which I mostly I was, but I hate these people. And this isn't even one of those, I hate these people, so I'm trying to find something wrong with what I'm reading. No, what I'm reading is definitely wrong. It's definitely wrong. And it makes me feel way more gross than reading the New Testament from Acts down. That shit made me feel like I was swimming in a pile of KY jelly. This is KY jelly with barbed wire inside of it. This is terrible. This is actually this is this is actually pretty terrible. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. And Also, tell these terrible ass people that don't exist yet, eat no blood, so that their names and their seeds may come before the Lord our God continually. And for this law, there is no limit of days. They shall observe it throughout their generations, so they can continue supplicating on our behalf with the blood every day at morning and evening. They will seek forgiveness on your behalf perpetually before the Lord, and that they may keep it and not be rooted out. There's an Exodus thing. And he gave Noah and his sons a sign that there should not again be a flood on the earth. He set his bow in a cloud for eternal covenant, that there should not again be a flood on the earth to destroy it all the days of the earth. I thought he just said that, like before he started going into Exodus. Yeah, because I said, yeah, he wasn't gonna hurt the earth by flood anymore. No, either the sun is gonna explode or we're going to be sucked into the black hole, or both will happen at the same time. Okay. Okay. For this reason, it is ordained and written on the heavenly tables that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month once a year to renew the covenant every year. What month is this, though? Is this the third month? Yeah, I think it's the third month. So June. June is the Feast of Weeks. And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation till the day of Noah. 26 jubilees, 5 weeks of years. So is it decades? 5 decades of years. So 50 years, maybe. Because there's no 5 weeks of anything. Oh, okay. 26, 5 weeks. Celebrate every year. And this whole festival was celebrated in heaven from the day of creation. Okay, so 26 and 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees and 1 week of years till the day of Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death his sons did away with it until the days of Abe, and they ate blood. But Abe observed it, and Isaac and Jake, his children, observed it up to thy days. Up to thy days. And in thy days, these terrible ass people forgot it until you celebrate it new on this mountain. And command these terrible ass people to observe this festival and all their generations for a commandment unto what? Hold on. Commandment unto them. For a commandment unto them. One day in the year, in this month, they shall celebrate the festival, for it is the feast of weeks and the feast of the first fruits. So, okay, we find out about the feast of the first fruits in Exodus. This feast is twofold and double in nature, according to what is written and engraved concerning it. For I have written in the book of the first law, and that in which I have written for thee, that you should celebrate it in its season, one day in the year. And I explain to you its sacrifices that these terrible ass people should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, one day every year, and on the new moon of the first month, that's April 1st, and on the new moon of the fourth month, that's July. April, May, June, July. Yep, July. Damn. First month, the fourth month. And a new moon on the seventh month. I think that's October. April, May, June, July, September, October, November. Okay, November. Now, the fourth month. And the new moon of the 10th month. November, December, January, February. Okay. And the 10th one. Are the days of remembrance and the days of the seasons in the four divisions of the year. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. Oh, sorry. And Noah ordained them for himself as feasts for generations forever, so that they have become a memorial to him. And on the new moon of April, he was bidden to make for himself an ark. Really? Really? Why? Why? it's going to tell us the flood story again. Okay. So the 1st of April, God told him to make for himself an ark. And on that day, the earth became dry. And on the new moon of the first month, he was bidden to make himself an ark. And on that day, the earth became dry, and he opened the ark and saw the earth. And on the new moon of the 4th month, and on the new moon, the abyss was closed. And the 7th month, the mouths of the abyss were opened, and the waters began to descend into them. And on the new moon of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad. And on this account, he ordained them for himself as feasts, for memorial forever. And thus they are ordained, and they placed them on the heavenly tables, and each had 13 weeks from one to another past their memorial, from the first to the second, and from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth. And all the days of the commandment will be 250 weeks of days. And all these will make the entire year complete. So, okay, I heard something. The original calendar was 250 days. But for some reason, it got changed to not 250 days. And there was a long time that people had 2 birthdays. I don't know that to be. Well, no, some of the men that wrote the Constitution had 2 birthdays. One was an old birthday and one was a new birthday. Yes. And it was also drowned on April Fool's Day, which is the first of the year to these people. So it might not be April Fool's Day. It's April Fool's to everyone else, though. April Fool's is not the first of your year, motherfucker. Da-da-da. Okay. 13, 200, 250 weeks of days. And these will make the entire year complete. Thus, it is engraven and adorned on the heavenly tables. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year or from year to year. And tell these terrible ass people that they observe the years according to this reckoning 364 days. What? Okay. And these will constitute a complete year. Okay. What is all this saying? Nobody knows. Everything will fall in them according to their testimony and they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feast. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to this commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order. No, that's not even true because they don't ever follow this shit. And believe me, they're not confused on what days they destroy people's lives. Okay. They will disturb the seasons and okay. Dislodge from this order, and they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances, and all these terrible ass people will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbaths, and they will go wrong as to the order of the years. For I know, and from henceforth shall I declare to you, and it is not of my own devising, for the book lieth written before me, and on the heavenly tables the divisions of days is ordained, lest they forget the feast of the covenant and walk according to the feast of the Gentiles. I'm done. I'm done. There's no such fucking thing as a Gentile. Not at this point, there's not. See, this is making my butt cheek hurt. My butt cheek was just fine until I opened this book. I opened this book and then my butt cheek's like, nope, I hurt. Oh, um, uh, Case of the Gentiles. And after their error and their ignorance, there will be those who will assuredly make observations of the moon. Now, it disturbs the seasons that come from year to year, 10 days too soon. For this reason, the years will come upon them when they will disturb the order and make abominable a day, the day of testimony, and an unclean day, a feast day. Isn't that exactly what they do? See, they're saying right here, we did all this shit. We changed Celebrate Dead Baby Day from April 14th to April 17th. Baby Jesus's birthday is in June, but because we want pagans to be ours, well, you know that day that you use to kill your children? Yeah, well, it turns out a very special baby was born on that day. Please don't kill your kids. Oh, you remember that guy that we hung on wood? Yeah, we're just gonna make that a floating day. You know, the god Istar, the chick that has all the babies. Yeah, well, there was a dead guy on that day, and then he was a naked zombie. So we're just gonna say that was the day he died. whatever day that falls on. Yeah, no, we know he rose on 420, but because the stoners like 420, we're just, it's a floating day. Jesus could have died at any time and he could have rose at any time, so it's on a sliding scale. Even though we know he rose on 420, but nobody's gonna question us. We're Jews. Nobody's gonna question us. God made us special. Yeah, we can say whatever we want. Yeah, that was a fucking thing that happened. Make it okay, unclean. And the feast days, and they will confound all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean with the holy, for they will go wrong as to the months, Sabbaths, feasts, and jubilees. For this reason, I command and testify like I'm Devon Dudley. I command and testify to you that you may testify to them. For after you die, your children will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364, that so that they will not make the year 364 days. And for this reason, they will go wrong as to the moons, the seasons, the Sabbaths, the festivals, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh until they find out that shit gives them worms in their buttholes. Yeah. And they're not going to be eating all kinds of blood, believe me. Worms are some terrible shit. Okay. So, what do you guys think thus far? Has anybody got something? Everybody leave? Everybody leave. Okay. Okay. There's nothing over there either. Nope. I don't have anything either. I don't know. I just, I feel like, I don't know what I feel like, but I feel like, again, they're writing this stuff in the future because they really don't know what happened. So they're just mixing. Because look, they even mentioned Abraham. And before that, they mentioned Jacob. And then they mentioned Noah. They have not mentioned Moses. But they went ahead and talked about Abraham before they even said anything about Moses or the mountain or anything like that. So they're in the future from when all this happened, trying to remember the beginning of the Old Testament. up until where they were with King James, just writing all this shit, and it's written like they're writing it real hurried, like they're writing it very hurried because they're trying to get ready for something. You know, like King James to get rid of the Bible so that the only thing they have left is this bullshit book that they wrote like 15 minutes before King James decided he wanted to get rid of all the Bibles because he realized these people were terrible fucking liars. And he's like, you know what? I'll just get rid of all of it. We don't need any of it. I don't know that to be true. I don't know anything about King James. But I know a lot about these fucking people. But I don't know. Like, what do you guys think is the whole? How about that? Better question. What do you think the point of this book is? What do you think the point of it is? For all the dramatic bullshit that's in it and how it's just going all over the place, saying Exodus happened in Genesis. What is it? Hey, Debs! We made you a hashtag. Hashtag do like Debs. Be cutthroat. Because Drunken Wizard called you cut. No, Neil called you cutthroat, I think. So I'm making a t shirt that says hashtag do it like Debs. And after I smoke this cigarette, we'll read chapter 7. And then I'll be out for the night. Hashtag do it like Debs and D. Cutthroat. But all joking aside, what do you think the point of this book is? What message is it trying to send? Or or maybe because actually it's because I don't have foggy eyes anymore because of how long I've been reading the Bible. I can't see the point in this because I can only see the bullshit. I don't know what the point of this book is. Like, I don't know why it's even gotta lie that much. If it wasn't you that, because yesterday, remember, she blamed you for something, and you said, "Damn, Deb threw me under the bus like that." And then Drunken Wizard was like, "Yeah, she's cutthroat." And then I said, "Yeah, let's all do it like Debs." Hashtag do it like Debs was born. I don't know, maybe I just convoluted the whole thing. Never mind. But still, hashtag do it like Debs. In my mind, Debs is cutthroat. See, I pay attention to you guys. You're my chat. You're wonderful. But I really kind of want to know what the point of this book is. Preacher, are you still here? Cousin. I guess my cousin's gone. Well, I don't really know the point of this book or what it's trying to achieve because, again, if it's control, the only person that they are controlling with this book is their own people because this is their journal for their festival. So the only people that should have been able to read this at any given time was their own people. But again, like I said, it's written like it's rushed. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It has no continuity to it at all. So it's like they just wrote it down just really fast, going through everything and just writing, yeah, this sounds good. Yeah, this sounds good. This sounds good also. And then write down every bad thing that they brought upon themselves and they blame God for it. But it was by their own actions that these things happened to them. But instead of take personal responsibility, they blame God. Instead of seeing their bad behavior, seeing this as the consequence to their bad behavior, they would just rather say God hates them and let everybody else believe that God hates them. So then, if you hate them, thinking you're on God's side, God is going to be really mad at you. It's a trick. Preacher, what do you think about this? You're smarter than me, even though you're younger than me. Do you have an opinion? But I need to watch saying how much I hate these people because God does get angry about that. Again, like I said, I can call them terrible ass people all I want to, but I can't say I hate them a bunch of times because that really makes God mad because these are his people. He did pick them and they are terrible. And I do like no, I do dislike them more than a little bit. But I love God more than I hate them. So there's that. I do not. Well, all right. Let's hit this joint. Go on to chapter 7 then, eh? Yeah, it's his unofficial biography. Yeah, but this isn't even an anything. This is literally these people's journals. Today, on Jubilee 2, God punished me for my bad behavior. He whooped me so hard. All I was doing was trying to set the house on fire. He didn't need to hit me with the belt. All I did was try to set the kitchen on fire. Oh my God, he's so mean. Put him in jail. Put God in jail. How dare him punish me? Oh my God, God took my cell phone. Yeah, I was only sneaking out of the house. And yeah, he took my cell phone and my car keys. I can't even get out of here. Oh, boy, that's what these people sound like. They sound like teenagers who got their cell phone taken away for sneaking out of the house at 2 in the morning. All right, let's hit this. You know what? Hold on. One second. Damn. Sorry. Oh, look, I got a raid. Hi, people who are raid streaming. Or no, stream rating. Yay. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're about to go on to Jubilee 7. Just know this is not like any kind of Bible reading you've ever heard before. So please be prepared and be respectful and no trolling. And if you would like to chat with the other chatters, they're on YouTube. Or you can chat over here with me because I'm losing my mind a whole bunch. Like a whole bunch. Because I don't believe this Jubilees book at all for any reason. So, if you want to come, I have cannabis, I have cigarettes, I have coffee, I have chairs with your name on it, and bring your animals because I have cat beds and canine space. And I love your animals. Razor, you're back. Hi. I'll give you all the kissy faces. Look, that TV show you was watching yesterday. Oh, that is a really good show. And is that guy really married to that girl? I couldn't figure out if they were married or not. Or is she married to that black guy? I don't know what's happening. But I really did like that show that you was watching yesterday. Now, whether you going to heaven or hell, he doesn't care. Okay. So, we are now on Jubilees, chapter 7. I need a lighter. Okay. Now, okay. In the 7th week, in the first year thereof, in this Jubilee. Now we're going backwards again. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, we just went through the 24th through the 27th Jubilee. And now we're back at the first Jubilee. People actually believe this book. They're like, this is the Genesis before Genesis. No, no, it's not. It is literally a journal that they just kind of threw together at the time of King James. When King James was getting rid of the Bible. And I'm willing to bet he was doing it at these people's behest. Because these people only know how to hurt their own kind. Something about being over there in that area where people enjoy hurting their own people. And then they bring it over here to America. And then they make hating them a hate crime when they are the ones who put the most hate crimes on their own people. And they're the ones doing it. Just like in the ghetto. It ain't white people going there doing drive-bys. White people don't do drive-bys. We'll do a walk-by. None of us are. No. That's not a thing. Okay. So let's try this again. I'm not losing my fucking mind. And in the 7th week, in the first year thereof, and this Jubilee, Noah planted vines on the mountain. Vines on the mountain, which the ark had rested. The mountain named Lumbar on the Arat Mountains. And they produced fruit in the 4th year. And he guarded their fruit and gathered it in this year in the 7th month. And he made wine and put it in a vessel and kept it until the 5th year of the first day. And on the new moon of the first month, he celebrated with joy. And he made a burnt sacrifice, 1 young ox, 1 ram, 1 sheep, each a year old, a kid of the goats, that he might make atonement for himself and his sons. Where did these sacrifice rules come from? Of all the things from Exodus you're going to mix in here, but you're not going to bother to mix in where the sacrifice rules came from. How does he know how to sacrifice? He doesn't know how to sacrifice. And I'm getting heartburn. I can feel it. I've got heartburn. Yeah. My heart is burning. Burning. I need to bust out in song right now. It's such a good time. It's such a good time. No, this is I don't like this. Ooh. I don't like it. Okay. Anyway, he's doing it. And he prepared the kid first and placed some of its blood on the flesh that was on the altar, which he had made. And all the fat he laid on the altar before he made the burnt sacrifice. So he's frying that shit. He's like, yeah, we got some oxtail and goat fat. Oxtail fried in goat fat. That is not anything I would eat, but apparently they eat that. Okay. And the ox, the ram, the sheep, and all of their flesh he laid on the altar. And he placed their altar mingled with oil upon it. And afterwards he sprinkled wine on the fire, which he had previously made on the altar. And he placed incense on the altar and caused a sweet savor to ascend acceptable before the Lord his God. And he rejoiced and drank of his wine, he and his children, with joy. It was evening. He went to his tent after being drunken to lay down, and was uncovered in his tent as he slept. Okay. Good night, Neil. I love you. Bone crushing hugs. Okay. So I was pretty sure this part happened on the boat, but it has been a little while since I've read Genesis. Really, it hasn't been that long. But I was pretty sure this part happened on the boat. And I thought that it was Noah doing some kind of. Oh, is Cuz, are you going to bed also? Debs, are you going to bed? Night. I gotta be up early. Good night. Okay, good night, Neil and cousin. I love you so much. Good night. Go give these pillows some head and these sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you so much. Good night. Okay. So, I was pretty sure this shit happened on the boat, and I thought it was Noah might have inappropriately touched his son, and then the son told his older brothers, and then the older brothers was like, "Yo, Dad, what are you doing, dog?" And then Noah got pissed and victim blamed, right? But also, there's another thing in here. Apparently, people think that when Noah cursed Ham, he cursed him to be black. When I read this original story, I do not think he turned Ham black. I think it just meant that his personality is always going to be subservient to his older brothers. Something like that. Never once did I think in my mind, oh, he just made that dude black. Yeah, I'm pretty sure only racist people think that kind of shit. But I never took it to mean that. And hey, I'm more conspiratorial than a lot of people I know. And if you would think somebody that would be of a conspiratorial mind might actually think that, because some of them do. I am just not one of them, because that just sounds like bullshit, because Noah was a drunk old man. I'm pretty sure he didn't have the kind of power to turn somebody black. Who does that? No one. And who would think that? Not smart people. I don't know. But we are about to read what it says in here and see what we think maybe it means. Okay. So, and it was evening, and he went and lay down in his tent and slept, and he was uncovered in his tent. And Ham saw Noah his father naked, and went forth and told his brothers. And Shem took a garment and arose, he and Japheth, and they placed the garment on their shoulders and went backward and covered the shame of their father, and their faces were backward. And Noah awoke from his sleep and knew that his younger son had done to him. Right, see, so he told on him. Now, my mom said something about it might have been that they castrated Noah. And I would be like, why would they castrate Noah? And my mom said, I don't know. I said it's because the little boy. That's why. And his brothers weren't having that shit. So they cut his pecker off. Again, I think this is Noah victim blaming. I hate to say that about one of God's guys, but hear me out, big guy. But the people that claim to be God's guys always do shit to little kids. And it's like a thing. And it seems like maybe Noah's giving them the blueprint. Hey, if you fondle the little boy and you just blame him because you did that, then you'll get away with it, because people think that you called him black or something. You won't even get in trouble for the diddling part. I don't know that to be true. But again, it's the words. And it's also written sort of semi the same way in the Bible. Like, Shem saw his dad naked. How? How did he see his dad naked? Because his dad was making him see him naked. And then Ham went out there and told his brothers, dude, dad, get him off me. And they probably also got the same thing done to them. So now that they're older and bigger than him, they did the damn thing, you know? And then Noah gets up, probably in a lot of pain, and knew, oh my God, this is happening because he told on me. So he cursed him and said, "Cursed be Canaan, Canaan, enslaved servant shall he be to his brothers." And he blessed Shem and said, yeah, you're pretty cool. And Canaan is going to be your servant. And Japheth is going to get way bigger. And God's going to dwell in the dwelling of Shem. And Canaan shall be his servant. And Ham knew that his father had cursed his younger son, and he was displeased that he had cursed his son. And he parted from his father. Yeah, see, right there. Right there. Because Shem knew it was bullshit. Shem was like, what? No. What? This is all your fault. Why are you blaming him? You know what? You know what, big guy? I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm done. I can't. I can't. First you blamed me when I was a kid. Then you blamed him. And now he comes to us and you're blaming him. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I can't handle it. Okay. So, Shem, he departed from his father, him and his sons, Cush and Mizraim, and Put and Canaan. Wait a minute. What? So Ham is Canaan. How is that a place? So is Noah so drunk that he doesn't know his own son's name? I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay. And he built for himself a city and called its name after his wife. Nailama. And Japheth saw it and became envious of his brother. And he built for himself a city. And he called it after his wife, Adatanesisis. And Shem dwelt with his father Noah and he built a city close to his father on the mountain. Okay, so he's also codependent because his brothers left in disgust over him. But he's like, no, I can't leave my dad. I'm so codependent. And he too called it after his wife, Sedequiliadibus. And behold, these three cities are near Mount Lubar, Sedequiliad, fronting the mountain on its east, and Neelalama on the south, and Adidanesis toward the west. And these are the sons of Shem. Oh my God. I don't wanna read this. And sons of Shem. Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad. This son was born 2 years after the flood. Lud and Aram, the sons of Japheth. Gomer, Magog, Mudai, Javan, Tubal, Meshachek, Tiras. And these are the sons of Noah. Right? And in the 28th Jubilee, Noah began to enjoin upon his sons the ordinances, the commandment, and all the judgments that he knew. And he exhorted his sons to observe righteousness and to cover the shame of their flesh and to bless their neighbor and guard their souls from fornication. I'm done. Because this is not even. I'm not high enough for this. Okay. Cover the shame of their flesh, bless their creator, honor father and mother, love their neighbor. These are literally the 10 Commandments. You know I go live at 9:30 every night, Chris. Look. Hold on. Let me get through this. It's the last chapter. But these are literally the 10 Commandments. Again, an Exodus thing. But okay. And guard their souls from fornication, uncleanliness, and all iniquity. Here's that fornication word. That's not even a thing. Literally not a thing. For owing to these three things came the flood upon the earth, namely, owing to the fornication, when the watchers of the law of their ordinances went a whoring after the daughter of men, and took themselves wives of all which they chose. And they made the beginning of uncleanliness. And they begat the Nephilim. And they were unlike. And they devoured one another. And the giant slew the Nephil. And the Nephil slew the Elo. And the Ejo, mankind. And the Nephilim slew mankind. So, Eljo must be mankind. And the one man, and one man another, and everyone sold himself to work iniquity and to shed much blood. And the earth was filled with iniquity. And after this, they sinned against the beasts and the birds, all that move and walk on earth. And much blood was shed on the earth, and every imagination and desire of men imagine vanity and evil continually. And the Lord destroyed everything off the face of the earth because of the wickedness of their deeds and the blood they shed. And he destroyed everything. And we were left, I and you, my sons. Oh, well, yeah. And if you watch me on Replay Crew, watch me on 2x speed. I really need to start saying that in the beginning. So it says, what's left is I and you, my sons. But it doesn't say who he's talking to or who it even is talking. And everything that entered with us into the ark. So when did Noah start talking? Oh, he's saying all of this. Okay. This is Noah. And behold, I see your works before me, that you do not walk in righteousness. For in the path of destruction you have begun to walk. And you are parting from one another, and are envious of one another. And so it comes that you are not in harmony, my sons, each with his brother. For I see and behold, the demons have begun their seductions against you and your children. And now I fear on your behalf that after my death you will shed the blood of men on earth, and that you too will be destroyed from the face of the earth. For who sheds man's blood and who eats the blood will all be destroyed from the earth, and there will not be left any man that eats blood or that sheds blood. nor will there be left to him any seed or descendants living under heaven. For into Sheol they will go. Again, this is not a Genesis word. A Genesis word is the pit. This is how you know this was written after Genesis. Because it was called the pit in Genesis. It was the pit. It is a distortion. It's bullshit. But we have to read it. Because if we don't, then the more we start reading these extra books, the more confused we're going to be. So we have to read it. And you know me, I can't speed read. I talk too much shit. So anyway, Sheol, this is a mid-Old Testament word. At the time of Noah, it was not called Sheol, it was called the pit. Literally, the pit. And into the place of condemnation they will descend, and into the darkness of the deep they shall be removed. By a violent death there shall be no blood seen upon you. Of all the blood there shall be in the days of which you have killed any beast or cattle, any kind of thing, and work. You do good work to your souls upon the earth. Any kind of animal that lies on earth and works a good work to your souls by covering that which has been shed on the face of the earth. What? I'm not. I don't even care. And you shall not be like him who eats with blood, but guard yourselves that none may eat blood before you. Cover the blood, for thus I have been commanded to testify to you and your children. Everybody, I gotta tell you all this. And suffer not the soul to be eaten with the flesh, that your blood, which is your life. What? For the earth will not be clean from the blood which has been shed upon it. For only through the blood of him that shed it, it will make the earth purified throughout all its generations. And now, my children, hearken, work judgment over the face of the whole. Work judgment and righteousness, that you may be planted in righteousness over all the earth, and your glory lifted up before my God, who saved me from the waters of the flood. And behold, you will go and build for yourselves cities and plant in them all the plants that are upon the earth, And moreover, all fruit-bearing trees, for 3 years the fruit of everything that is eaten will not be gathered. And in the 4th year, its fruit will be accounted holy, for they will offer the first fruits acceptable before the Most High, who created heaven, earth, and all things. Let them offer in abundance the first wine and oil. See, this is Exodus shit. This is not Noah shit. This is Moses shit. First fruits on the altar of the Lord, who receives it, and what is left, let the servants of God's house get. There's no church at this point. What are they even talking about? Okay. And on the 5th year, make the release so that you release it in righteousness and uprightness, and you shall be righteous, and all that you plant will prosper. For thus did Enoch, the father of your father, command Methuselah, his son. Okay. Well, that settles it. We're just reading Enoch. And Methuselah and Lamech commanded me all these things which his father commanded him. And I also will give you commandment, my sons, as Enoch commanded his son in the first jubilees, while still living, the 7th in his generation. He commanded and testified to his sons and to his sons' sons until the day of his death. That was steady bullshit. All the day. Partners. Probably about noon. Okay, I'll be there. Razor, I'll be there tomorrow at noon. Let me write it down. If I'm even up by noon, I might not even be awake. These sedatives make me sleep so long. Yeah, and Chris, yeah, it's a distortion. It's this book is crazy. Hold on, let's see. Is there a book of Lamech? Nope. Okay. Well, Enoch is the next book. But yeah, I don't want to read Jubilees. I don't want to read this book anymore. And Miss Muddy's not here. Miss Muddy's not even here to tell me what to do. But I don't want to read it. Yes, it seems malformed. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's no continuity to the story at all. Like, whereas the Old Testament, as much as people want to say bad shit about the Old Testament, that story flows together. It goes together. Now, what one part of it is outside of where it should be. There was thought put into that book. That there was legitimate thought being put into that book. Whereas this book, it's like they're writing it really fast, like this shit did not fucking happen. They're just writing it as fast as they can to, again, like, I don't know what happened with King James, but it seems like these people were just writing it as fast as they could, even though they're supposed to keep records of the jubilees. But because they didn't have a jubilee or a church or anything at the beginning, there was no beginning. So they just force fed a beginning. And it doesn't make any sense because these people are not created. No, look at the point in time we are in this jubilees. They said there was a church. They said there's sacrifice rules. They said there's already other people out and about and stuff like that. And they said Canaan was a place, well, Canaan was a place, even though Canaan doesn't become a place until a little bit later, I think. There's just that this book shouldn't even exist, but it does exist because I don't know. I don't even know what the point of this book is because it's literally nothing but a lie, and you can tell it's a lie. Razor, are you still here? I'm not ignoring you. I swear I'm not. It probably seems like I am, though, but I'm not. Hey, Pam, you're here. I was wondering if you were going to come back. Seriously, was wondering if you were going to come back or not. Because it seems like you come in here and then all of my trolls seem to troll you. And okay, no, they are my trolls. They are trolls from other places that happen to be on my channel. So I call them my trolls. I released my minions on accident. They don't even know you. And I apologize to you. Oh, I am doing great, actually. And I don't even want to talk about my butt cheek because it was hurting. This book is what makes my butt cheek hurt. Yeah, for some reason, I need you to know about my butt cheek. But I'm telling you, it hurts so bad, and everybody thinks it's funny. But I also think it's funny that it only hurts when I'm reading this book. That is a motherfucking lie. This thing hurts all day, every day, and I don't know what it is. And it's not bleeding, so I can't go to the hospital. Is this still just no? Pam's here. Can't you hear me talking to Pam? Wow. Am I just seeing the name Pam out of nowhere? No, I saw her name. There she is. I'm just hanging out. Well, I am also hanging out. Hang out with my wang out. Yeah, yeah. Electrocute hamburger that. I'm mostly just kidding, Chris. But I'm telling you, I'm going to be telling that joke forever about the guy from Maine that wants me to eat electric hamburgers. And did you know that song I made up about the electric hamburger that has been stuck in my head all day? We're all gonna eat some electric hamburgers. Yeah, we're all gonna eat electric hamburgers. That is real life right now, just so you know. Oh my god, it's midnight. Holy cow. Damn. Uh, I'm just a dude hanging out in the church. I swear I'm not tall enough to be lurch. So I'm just a guy hanging out at your church. Yeah, I just made those fucking song lyrics up just now, and they are the best ever. Gottarati ain't got shit on that. Oh, and that's also a t-shirt. It's gonna say GODDUHROTEE. Buy my CD. Gottarati. Buy my CD. That's gonna be my new t-shirt. If I ever figure out how to make t-shirts, I've got 3 t-shirts. I don't know what's happening. Hashtag do it like Deb and Gottarati by my CD. But my spine be bending. Oh, that's called spinal stenosis. I have that. Yep. And I have that because I have bad posture. If I had better posture, I might not have stenosis. But also, you can get stenosis from an epidurals, and I've had 3 epidurals. So it's either bad posture or epidurals of why I have spinal stenosis. But does not explain my butt cheek. Actually, I'm fucking lying my ass off. That might be exactly what's wrong with my butt cheek. I need to get better posture. I need to do what Jordan Peterson says, stand up with my shoulders back, and then sit with your chest. Yeah, I need things. Epidurals are terrifying. Oh, well, kind of. Kind of. As long as you don't see that giant thing that's sticking in your back, shit, it's okay. But I'm telling you, it feels like they took a hammer to your back. They're like, and then you feel like, and they're like, don't do that. And then I did that anyway because it just sounds like they're busting you in the back with a hammer. It's like, oh. But then you feel that liquid and then you can't feel your legs. It's a whole thing. Yeah. I've seen that and it's crazy. Yep. Yep. I didn't see it and I am very glad. Yeah. I'm just a girl. Look at me. Don't let me out late at night. I'm just a girl. Lucky me. And they don't let me have any rights.
Whoa, am I making myself clear? Whoa, I've had it up to here. I'm just a God living in heaven. And what other words could there be? I'm just a God living in heaven. And, well, that's it. I'm God living in heaven. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Uh-huh. Man. Okay. So, oh, Chris, I forgot to call you today. Shit. I totally forgot to call you. That is totally my bad. As a matter of fact, I'm just kidding. Whoa. Get myself clear. Hold on. I gotta write two things. Okay. I'll put it right here. Call Chris from Owens at noon. Got it. Well, I did tell.
I did tell that Pamela, that I was sorry that, well, I said I was sorry. I hope she comes back. I always hope she comes back, but she stops in like Trucker does. says something nice and then leaves. I mean, I enjoy that saying something nice, but I wish people wouldn't leave. And especially not say goodbye. That's always sucky. Yeah, I wish people said goodbye. But are you staying, Chris, for a few minutes? Well, I'm gonna wait for you to answer. I'm gonna go grab some coffee. Oh no. Mm, yeah. Oh, what was that? It was my cell phone. Was there anything you want to talk about? Is anybody else here? Might be just you. Razor might have already went to sleep. I don't know. Whoa. Headed up to here. How do you tell? I don't know how to tell. Oh, there's. I don't. Oh, there's a bunch of people watching. Well, then I don't know what to do, Chris. I guess do you want we could do another chapter or something. But really it's this book. It's so infuriating. But you're up and you like thinking. So maybe we can read this and talk about it. Because nobody will talk about this book with me. Like, literally no one. And you like to think. So maybe you could talk about it with me. And my coffee's about to be done. So what do you say? Yay, nay? Think about it. I'm gonna go grab my coffee. Nothing. No one. What about anybody else? my watchers on the foxhole or my viewers on the foxhole or on the YouTube, even on the Gab. Rumble. What do you guys think? One more chapter and we'll talk about it. Wait, I am live on Rumble, right? Yep. Whoa. I've had it up to here. Damn it. Look, Chris, you got that stupid song stuck in my head saying, I'm just a dude. Uh, Man, this is going to be names and schematics. No. Everybody's going to have to suffer with me with that tomorrow. You have my number if you want to chat about nonsense. I'm up for it. No, this is so much crap. And I have to do it on the online if I'm gonna read it, but do you want to read all those names and schematics and God, what do you want to do? Well, no, never mind. You know what? You know what? I have to get off here. Oh my God. It's almost 12:30 in the morning. Dustin is gonna strangle me. Oh, wait. People are watching my. Uh, Never mind. Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I forgot a lot of the beginning of the Bible is schematics. Like the first 5 books of the Bible is schematics. Blueprints. Yeah, just, oh, God. I forgot. And then we gotta assume this shit is real first. And that this book is a book of you have to make assumptions. Like, you have to be like, oh, well, is the original story that doesn't have a lot of details in it, because things without details sometimes is the closest to what happened than things with so much detail. Like, again, I feel like this book was written in haste. It might have taken him a long time to write it, but it's written so fast. Like, you read it fast and then you miss all the little shit in here where the people add themselves, where the people, they don't really make a lot of sense. It doesn't really flow together. But if you read it fast enough and don't think about it, and it makes perfect sense. Or people just ignore the fact that it doesn't make any sense to keep their power and control on other people. I mean, does it, like, this book is breaking my heart, is what it's doing. It's breaking my heart, this book. And I wonder how everybody is going to feel tomorrow when I'm like, oh yeah, we're not reading this bullshit anymore because it's 58 chapters of what the fuck is this about? But really, I can't even start Enoch until Thursday because that was the whole reason me and Miss Muddy bought this book in the first place. Was for the book of Enoch. But then we saw a video that said Jubilees is better than Genesis because Jubilees was better than Genesis. But it's not. It's not better than Genesis. And the person that tells you this is better than Genesis is definitely fucking lying to you. And I wish somebody would have told me that. But even Dustin, who does not like God or the Bible or religion, really anything, he doesn't like fucking anything. But even he knew about this book. And the other day, when I told him I thought it was fake, he said, "How do I know?" And it's like, because. And he's like, because you read Genesis. Yes. Whatever. Doesn't that mean, shouldn't that say plasma slurping? Continuous heart bleeding plasma slurping. I like that one better. That's gonna be a shirt too. Continuous heartbreaking plasma slurping. Oh, and me and Neil, we learned something earlier from this guy over on Pill. It's called Nagamadi. It's a ancient text, something to do with ancient text, like a bunch of them or something. A library of ancient texts. I think that's what he said. That's, yes, it's a library collection of ancient texts. So I learned that word today. But again, I don't think this book Jubilees is an ancient text. I don't. I think it was made up. Hey, don't say that word. Even though I don't think it's what I think it is, but it looks like the GGAR word. And we can't say that word on YouTube. But if you went over to the foxhole, I bet you could say it all you wanted to. It's an ancient dragon. No, it's a different. It's a different thing. Okay. Something's happening. My cats are crazy. They're doing all sorts of stuff. But I do have to get off here before Dustin gets pissed off that I'm going to bed again at 2 in the morning. Because I've been going to bed at 2 in the morning for the past 3 days. And I take sedatives, so I sleep till 2 in the afternoon. Don't take my pills. A serpent that gnaws at the roots of hubris. Hey, hey, I know a lot of Norse mythology people. Well, I know one Norse mythology person. Well, a couple of them. I know two. But the one lady I'm not really sure about, she kind of freaked me out one time and it fucked me up for life. But the guy, he loves me. Well, he did love me at one time because he actually helped me try to go live one time. But then he was talking to my son about a bunch of great shit. And we were supposed to get it on the online, but it didn't get it on the online. I don't know what the fuck happened. But ever since then, he really hasn't dealt with me much because he thinks I kind of screwed him up a little bit because he was trying to help me, but it didn't work out very well for me. But he lets me post my Bible videos in his chat room, so that's really cool. But I told him a while ago, it has to be like 8 or 9 years ago, maybe a little less than that, that I thought that Genesis made it a point to explain that North mythology and Greek mythology shit was real. That Genesis made it a point to let everybody know that shit was real. And there's a lot of people that won't read the Old Testament because it's pagan. I would say the New Testament is more pagan than the Old Testament. And I would say The only reason they don't like the Old Testament is because it says all that shit is real. And they refuse to believe it because their stupid hive mind refuses to let them believe anything outside of the hive. But if you look at the cover photo to my video, I think it says exactly that. And Chris, I think you would fit in really good on Gab. I also think you would fit really good on the foxhole. Um, Even if you don't go to the foxhole very often or whatever. I want to go to my channel. Go to my channel. Oh, what? No. Here we are. This one. This is me. You can make you a Gab account. Um, they have Norse and pagan groups on there. Yeah, they they have those things on there. What? What is that face for? Chris, what is that face for? Oh, if I put it over there, I might as well put it over here. No sugar to die to black coffee. No sugar to die to my tea. Run with me. Na 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 na. Okay. So, are we ready to go to bed? Okay. Yeah. Did you see me how stripped to that? That's what I get for breathing. I still want to know what that face is for. What does that face even look like? I can't even see it. Okay, Chris, I have to get ready for bed. You're the old man in there? Yeah. He's gonna feel some kind of way. Na, 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 na. Hmm. Dun, dun. Ah, that is fucking awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, Chris, I have to go to bed. Everyone, I have to go to bed. So, I want to tell everyone it's time to give the pillow some head. Put some lipstick on. Put a ring on it. Get all over your face. Then give your sheets the best ass of its life. Have a post-coital cigarette. Smoke a joint. Then have the sweetest dreams of your life. Wait, yeah, hold on. We're gonna do it. Of your life, I love you so much. Good night. I want to say good night. Good